There's a feeling that most people don't question because it feels real and it feels important. It can sound like urgency, it can feel like pressure, and it often shows up around the things that matter most to you. But here's the part that most people don't realize: not everything that feels urgent actually is. It's guidance, but it's not necessarily telling you to jump into action. In this video, I'm going to help you distinguish between pressure and alignment with your truth, so you can recognize what's actually happening inside of you before you decide or before you jump into action. So let's look at what's happening. When something feels urgent or pressured, your nervous system is often responding to a perceived threat. Not necessarily external danger, like, hey, there's a big tiger around that corner over there, but internal pressure, like it's responding to thoughts like, I need to get this right, or I should know this by now, or I don't want to miss this opportunity. This type of internal dialogue activates survival-based patterns in the brain, which are designed to push action, not clarity. Spiritually, this is what it feels like to move away from your center and start responding to something outside of your own truth. Alignment is different. It engages a more regulated, integrated state where clarity, perspective, and choice are actually available. Your head and heart are coherent and working together when you're aligned. And energetically, alignment feels like you're moving with yourself, not being pushed. So let's look at what pressure actually is first, because this is one that most people misinterpret. So pressure often sounds like, if this were the right path for me, this would feel easier by now. Or I just need to trust more and take the leap. Or I've been thinking about this for far too long. I'm just going to decide. I'm going to make a decision. Or this matters, so why can't I just get into action on it? Well, none of these sound dramatic. In fact, they might even sound responsible or thoughtful, even like you're self-aware, but they all carry pressure, and pressure changes how you interpret what's actually true for you. It feels important, but also tight, repetitive, and mentally loud. In your body, it feels like contraction, tension, restlessness, looping thoughts. And that pressure activates survival-based circuits in the brain, which then reduces your access to clarity, higher perspective, and thoughtful decision-making. So here's the key shift. Unless there's a tiger or something that's truly dangerous in your immediate environment, pressure is not telling you what to do. It's not saying jump into action right now or you won't survive. It's showing you something else. It's feedback. It reveals where fear or unhelpful expectations are influencing you, or where you are trying to force clarity before it's actually there. So let's look at what alignment feels like. Alignment is quieter, but much, much more precise. It often sounds like, this feels right, or I can take this one step at a time, or that's not it, this is, or I don't need to know every step before I start. It's not urgent, but it's clear. And in your body, alignment feels like openness, steadiness, and grounded movement. And this is important. Alignment doesn't create pressure, it creates direction. So, why this matters is simple. If you treat pressure like direction, you'll start making decisions from urgency, from negative expectations or fear. And if you ignore alignment because it isn't loud enough, you can miss what's actually true for you. So this isn't about choosing quickly, and it's certainly not about avoiding clear, committed choices either, because we can get caught in those loops too. It's about recognizing what you're actually responding to. And this is where I see so many thoughtful, capable, high capacity women get caught, not because they're not intelligent or because they're not worthy, but because they're responding to pressure. So they're either not moving on the stuff that really matters because they're waiting for clarity or another sign, or they're moving and spinning their wheels because they're taking action from pressure and urgency instead of their truth, which then leads to disappointment and burnout, and sometimes concluding that there's something you need to fix about yourself when nothing could be further from the truth. And without realizing it, that can go on much longer than it needs to, sometimes for months and even years. So this is why interpreting what's really true for you matters so much, because you can't create that on-purpose, joyful life that you want if you're not choosing from your truth and taking action from that beautiful place. And if you know that you're ready to step out of an unwanted loop that no longer serves you, I'll leave a link here too below and also in the description box so you can see how to quickly change that if you want to work with me. It's not about pushing for answers, but you will get clear about what's actually true for you and what's just pressure and noise. So trust what resonates, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.